You walk into the office on a Monday morning and Hendry is already there. He is standing by the window, one hand on the blinds, pulling them halfway up. He stares outside for a long moment. Then he turns around, sighs deeply, and says what he always says. Man, it's just been one of those days. It is 8:17 in the morning. He has not done a single thing yet. And you think to yourself, how is this person still here? That question has a real answer. And the answer is far stranger and far more destructive than you might expect. Hendry has been at this company for many years. In that time, he has been promoted twice, each time with generous salary increases that didn't really match the responsibilities of the role. He has never built a system, never solved a hard problem, never delivered a project ahead of schedule. But he knows when the plant manager likes his coffee. He knows which chair to pull out at a lunch table. He knows that showing up to a meeting with a box of pastries counts as participation in many people's minds. He has mastered something. It just has nothing to do with the job. And the people around him, the ones who actually do the work, have noticed. They have been noticing for years. And one by one, slowly, and then all at once, they leave. This is called talent flight. And it is one of the most expensive, least visible, and most preventable crises in the modern workplace. Organizational psychologist Will Phelps spent years studying what happens when a single, low-performing, disruptive, or coasting employee is placed inside an otherwise high-functioning team. His research, published with Terence Mitchell and Eliza Byington, found that one bad apple, as they literally called it, could drag team performance down by 30 to 40%. Not because that one person fails to contribute, but because of what their presence does to everyone else. Think about what Hendry does to you. You arrive early, you stay late, you learn the new software before anyone else does. You put together the report that saves the department 3 hours every week, and then you watch Hendry walk past your desk, coffee in hand, heading to the plant manager's office for the 4th time this week. You hear them laughing. You watch Hendry get CC'd on the email about the new initiative. You watch him get included in the lunch that you were not invited to. Your brain does not process this as an isolated event. Your brain processes this as information about the rules of the environment you are in. And the rule your brain reads is this: effort does not determine reward here. Relationships do. Performance does not determine advancement here. Loyalty theater does. And once your brain learns that rule, something shifts. It shifts quietly, almost invisibly, even to you. But it shifts. Researchers call this phenomenon motivational crowding out. When external social signals consistently undermine the link between effort and outcome, intrinsic motivation begins to erode. You still do your job, but you stop going beyond it. Why would you? The evidence around you says it does not matter. This is what Hendry costs the company, not his own salary, not his own missed output. He costs the company the full, engaged, creative output of every high-performing person who watches him and learns the wrong lesson. Now here is the part that most managers never understand. Hendry is not lazy in every dimension. He is extraordinarily skilled in one very specific area. He is a master of what psychologists call impression management, the deliberate crafting of how others perceive you through social behavior rather than demonstrated competence. He brings coffee, he raises the blinds. He peers out the window and mutters about the workload, performing the theater of a busy man. He invites the right people to lunch at the right moments. He never challenges the person above him. He validates every decision that was already made. He is, from the perspective of someone who does not look closely, a pleasant, loyal, present, non-threatening employee. And in environments where leaders are too busy or too removed from the actual work to evaluate output directly, impression management beats performance. Every time. The research on this is clear. A 2019 study by Timothy Judge and colleagues found that employees who engaged in higher levels of ingratiation, complimenting supervisors, doing favors, agreeing visibly, received significantly higher performance ratings than employees whose actual objective output was measurably superior, but who engaged in less social impression management. The ratings were not reflecting reality. They were reflecting likability. And likability is very easy to manufacture if you have enough free time. Hendry has a lot of free time. And here is where it gets darker, because Hendry is not the disease. Hendry is the symptom. The real problem is an organizational structure that rewards visibility over output, a management layer that is too disconnected from the actual work to know what good performance looks like, a culture that confuses loyalty with quality and presence with productivity. Hendry did not create that environment, but he found it, and he colonized it perfectly. Think about the managers he has outlasted. Each one arrived. Each one got a first impression shaped partly by Hendry's carefully delivered coffees and enthusiastically nodded agreements. Each one was subtly introduced to the idea that Hendry was a dependable, long-tenured, know-the-place kind of employee. Each one, busy with their own pressures, filed that impression and moved on. None of them looked closely enough to see what Hendry was actually not doing. And behind Hendry, quietly, the talented people watched and calculated and started updating their resumes. Gallup research consistently finds that the number one reason high performers leave a company is not pay. It is not benefits. It is not even the work itself. It is their direct environment. Specifically, it is the repeated experience of watching poor performance go unrewarded with consequences and watching political behavior go rewarded with opportunity. When the people around you teach you that the game is not worth playing fairly, you do not fix the game. You find a different one. This is called organizational justice, the degree to which employees perceive their workplace as fair. When organizational justice erodes, the first people to leave are always the ones with the most options, which means the most competent, the most credentialed, the most hireable, the ones you can least afford to lose. Hendry stays because Hendry has optimized for staying. He is not leaving. He has no reason to. He is comfortable. He is liked. He is, by the metrics that matter in this company's culture, doing fine. And the person who was training the entire new team? Gone? The one who rewrote the inventory system in their spare time? Gone? The one who was going to be ready for a senior role in 18 months? Gone. There is a concept in economics called Gresham's Law. In its original form, it says that bad money drives out good. When two currencies circulate side by side but one is debased, people hoard the good one and spend the bad one. The bad money fills the economy, the good money disappears. Organizations have their own version of this law. When low-effort, high-visibility employees circulate alongside high-effort, low-visibility ones, and when the reward system cannot tell the difference, or worse, rewards the wrong one, the high-effort people get spent. They burn bright and go somewhere that will recognize them. The Hendrys fill the space, and over time the organization becomes a Hendry-optimized environment. Everyone who survives long enough has learned the trick. Show up early. Be seen. Bring coffee. Nod a lot. Stay close to whoever is in charge this year. Do not threaten anyone. Do not outshine anyone. Do not innovate anything that might make someone feel inadequate. Make yourself comfortable and make the person above you comfortable and wait. This is what companies die of. Not a single catastrophic failure, but the long, slow, quiet exit of every person who actually cared about the work. So what do you do about a Hendry? The honest answer is that the problem is not Hendry. Fixing Hendry, moving him, managing him out, replacing him with a different person does nothing unless you fix the system that made Hendry possible. That means building evaluation structures anchored to measurable output. It means training managers to recognize impression management as a strategy distinct from competence. It means creating feedback channels where high performers can name what they see without risking social retaliation. It means making the invisible work visible, rewarding the person who quietly fixed the process, not just the person who loudly thanked the person who fixed it. Organizations that do this retain their best people. Organizations that do not watch them leave, one by one, while Hendry stands at the window, pulling up the blinds, wondering aloud whether it might rain today. You walked in on a Monday morning, and he was already there. He has been there for many years, and if nothing changes, he will be there for many more. But you, the person who actually built something, who actually solved something, who actually cared about the outcome of the work, Whether you stay or go is going to depend entirely on whether this place ever learns the difference between the person who raises the blinds and the person who built the room.